What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my blockchain gaming channel. For today's video, I'm gonna cover an upcoming update to Plant vs Undead, and it is an update to their farming system. They've called it the Farm 2.0 update. We'll take a look at all the good things about it and maybe some of the bad things that may come with it. And this way we'll be well prepared for the update that is going to roll out, I believe, in a couple of days. Alright, before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. You guys have been amazing, helping me reach 500 subs as of a few days ago. Thank you so much. Let's keep that train rolling. So I've been playing Plant vs Undead lately, as a farmer anyways, because owning a plant was just too expensive for me. And one of the first things that I noticed is that the potential to earn is a little bit on the low side. And one of the other things I also noticed is that it's pretty competitive, because you want to find plants that haven't been watered too much so you earn more LE. And hopefully this is some of the feedback that the creators of Plant vs Undead receive, and possibly this is the reason why that they have this Farm 2.0 update rolling out to address some of those issues. And as we go through it, you'll see that I think the potential to earn is going to be much higher with this update. Okay, so let's take a look at the details now, and right off the bat you can see they have a message for us gardeners. It says we've received many feedbacks from our initial beta testing for farm mode, and we take them all to heart. As a result, Farm 2.0 has been developed to address many of the issues, as I mentioned earlier, in Farm 1.0, as well as improve upon the existing gameplay. Okay, that's great to hear. So they've given us 3 new tools with this new update. The first one is a Sunflower Sapling, and it's going to cost us 100 LE. The duration is 3 days, and it's only good for a one-time use. And if you read the description, it says a temporary plant that gives 250 LE over 72 hours, and it's not affected by weather events and cannot drop seeds. So quickly, if we just take out the calculator, 250 divided by 3, so you're gonna get roughly 83.33 LE per day, which is not bad, to be honest. And of course, I'm guessing you're gonna get those LE at the end of the 72-hour period. And then we have, let's move on here. We have the Sunflower Mama, that's tool number 2. It costs twice as much as the sapling with its 200 LE cost. And the duration is also twice as long, 6 days. And it's only good for a one-time use as well. And it says a temporary mother tree that gives 850 LE over 144 hours. So, and again, it's not affected by weather events, and it cannot drop seeds. So if we go back to our calculator, let's see how many per day that would be. Let's clear that. So 850 divided by 6, so 141. So the first one gave us 83 and this one gives 141, so not quite twice as much, but it's still pretty good, I would say. And then finally we have the Sun Box. It costs 100 LE. It's only good for a one-time usage, and the description for it is a magical box that harnesses energy from the sun. Open it to find useful items inside and maybe a valuable surprise if you are lucky. So it's basically just, you know, a surprise box, and here's the drop table for it. So you have 30% chance to get 100 water and 20 scarecrows, which is not the best. 30% chance to drop 2 small pots, 30% chance to drop 1 sunflower sapling, 9.9% chance to get a 1 sunflower mama, and a 0.1% chance to drop a seed. I mean, that's what you want. Obviously, it's the reason why it's so low, the percentage, because the value is high for this. I can see this being fun, honestly. If you have just LE to spare, just roll the dice. It's kind of a high risk, high reward kind of thing. It's cool that they've added this as a bonus to just farming and gardening. And they've even explained down here why they made these updates. It says, we noticed that in Farm 1.0, there wasn't much for players who don't own plants. like me, I didn't own any, to do besides watering and chasing crows for landlords. So hope you guys have a chance to have a landlord experience by growing your own plants with these new tools. So far, I mean, it looks positive, honestly. The Sunflower Mama plus the Sunflower Sapling is going to enable us to get more LE over time, which we can save up to either turn into PVU, to eventually buy our own plants, or for some people to turn it into fiat. So I do like these changes because, like I said, we weren't earning much, but now we're going to be earning a lot more with these changes. So that's not the only change they made. And you can see here they made some changes to the daily watering and chasing crows for neighbors. Watering and chasing crows for neighbors have turned into a daily quest now, with a fixed reward of 50 LE per day. You only need to water 15 times per day to get this reward. And as you recall, you were getting a lot more LE than that on your own. So they've made that into a daily quest, and you will get a max of 50 LE. Watering and chasing crows now have a chance to drop sunflower saplings. That's pretty cool. And here they've broken down the stats for you guys. For chasing crows, you have a 10% chance to drop 2 sunflower saplings. And then for watering, it depends on the water count for each plant. So when watering count is between 0 to 19, you have 10% chance to drop 1 sunflower sapling. If it's between 20 and 39, it's 9% chance. 40 to 59, 8%. 60 to 79, 7%. 80 to 99, 6%. And if the water count is over 100, between 100 and higher, basically, there is no sapling drop. So definitely, you want to stay between 0 and 99, and the lower the better. So these are actually, I don't know, these are good changes in my opinion, because a lot of people are going to be playing the new mechanics and using sunflower saplings, and as well as the mama. And as we continue, you see that they've added this line here: the reward for landlords has been removed. Now that is going to be controversial if you ask me, because a lot of those people were early investors and they invested the money, and it was expensive to get into it. So they're not going to be happy that they've kind of removed this in favor of trying to help people that were not investing as much money, like myself, for example. Me personally, I would have been okay if they just left the rewards and added these changes. Yeah, I would have been perfectly happy with that. So, but I mean, it will be controversial. I know there's going to be probably a lot of backlash, and we'll see what happens when the Farm 2.0 actually takes place. And they know that it was going to be controversial because they wrote this little blurb here to back up their decision. And it says, it has come to our attention that the income discrepancy between players who can water earlier compared to later is rather high at the moment. So this change, combined with the newly added sunflowers, aim to provide a more stable income stream for players. Also, the income for landlords in Farm 1.0 is much higher than intended due to the surplus of free-to-play players, so we have removed this reward to lower inflation. And the last bit of changes involves price increases and such. So it says here, you can now exchange 100 saplings for 1 seed, a fee of 4 PVU per seed claim, like when landlords have to pay to claim seed from their farms. And they've increased the prices of pots. So small pot now went from 30 LE to 50 LE, and the big pots went from 60 LE to 100 LE. And they've also increased the exchange and market fees from 2% to 5%. So there you have it. Those are all the changes they've made to the game. Personally, I think it's going to be great, because when I started playing, to buy my own plant was too expensive, to be honest. And so that's why I started with just the farm mode, but then it was just watering and scaring crows. It wasn't that fun, to be honest. And they needed to make a change, and I feel like these, what are they called? Sunflower saplings and the sunflower mama are kind of like bridging the gap between just watering and scaring crows and owning a plant. This sits somewhere in between, in my opinion. So it's not too expensive to get in, and you still get that what's called landlord feel as they intended, I think. And this brings us to the end of the video, and I want to hear from you guys. Do you like this Farm 2.0 update, or are you against it? And if you have any other opinions, let me know down in the comments below. Until next time, Mr. K-Star out.